Hey there, thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Lines Forever. Today I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the Northwest, ending with Team 2 in the Southeast. Starting up with Team 1, Southern player working away. Let's do clockwise around their lineup. We have in Forest Green, a Hyper 2001. He is a Cybran, and he is a 1300 to his north. We have in Royal Purple, Prince of Wrath. He is a UEF. He is a 1500. He is the highest rated player on Team 1. And to his north in the rear guard slot is a Cybran for Team 1. It is Whack Attack. He is in Ruby Red as a 1200. To the east in Tropical Ocean Blue is Darth Sand. He is a UEFA for this game. He is a 1400. To his southwest, we have in Glow in the Dark Green, Fork Wolf. I'm going to call him Wolf for short. He is a 1300. And again, he is in Glow in the Dark Green. And last but not least, here for Team 1, we have in Orange Together Orange, Jagged Souse. He is a Cybran. He is a 1400. So I have a Team 1 side of the map. They only have Cybrans and UEF. There are 2 UEF and 4 Cybrans for Team 1, which means they lack Aeon and Seraphim technologies. Starting off with Team 2's Northern player working away clockwise around their lineup as well. We have in Batman Gray, Spectroslave 137 as an Aeon as a 1500. To his southwest in Light Oak Tan is Right Side. He is a Seraphim for this match, and he is a 1300. In the southeastern corner of the map here, we have Gamer9 XXX as a Cybran. He is a 1500 in Rust. In Amethyst Purple to his west is the Cybran player of Blark 6516. He is a 1300 for this game. And we have 2 players already on the move here. We have in Pac-Man Yellow, Twitchy Mofo as a Cybran. In Pac-Man Yellow, he is again a Cybran. And his next door neighbor here in the east is Martyr1. He is a UEF as a 1700. And Chevy Crimson, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 1 Aeon, 1 Seraphim, 3 Cybrans, and 1 UEF. That makes it a total of 9 of 12 players. Sorry, not 9 of 12. We have 7 of 12. That math makes more sense. Of players in this game are Cybran, over half of them. So let's go ahead and see what our players are trying to scoop up in the middle of the map here. In terms of Reclaim, currently sitting at, drumroll please, 23,000 mass in Reclaim. Going to round that up to 24 because players have already scooped up a little bit. So that is 2,000 mass roughly per player to grab. And, of course, our players are fighting in the middle of the map here, that being Martyr1 and Jagged Sauce. And while they kind of have some disagreements about who gets what share of mass, let's take a look at the other mass points here for Team 1. There's a Trimax down here. Most likely we'll go to Hyper 2001. Trimax already grabbed by Jagged. We do see another Trimax right next to that other one here for Hyper. There is a Trimax here that's already been grabbed by Wolf. And there is a Trimax position up here in the northeast. But there's another one here for Team 2. But I kind of doubt that there'll be like a comm here and a comm here. This corner of the map will most likely just go to 1 player. And with that, that's pretty much all of the mexes. Not really a ton of mexes, but that's at least 5 Trimax positions. So almost every player gets 1. And it looks like the one in the west will actually go to Prince of Wrath over here. And with that out of the way, let's go back to see what's going on between Martyr1 and Jagged Sauce. Well, both of them have dropped into the yellow because they have been throwing plasma at one another. But they've grabbed most of the mass in this clump. I know there's another one down here, and there also is Hyper 2001 and Blood going to fight it out here shortly. Twitch Mofo gets some engineers, actually pseudo-engineers, these Mantis, able to help him construct that Team 1 PD to secure that reclaim field. That's going to be a little boost. This is his eco and units earlier on. We do see distance or transport build. Looks like possibly transport up here from Spectre Slave to grab this little bit of mass up here in terms of a little bit of some wrecks on the edges over here, as well as, of course, just scooping up whatever he can and fighting off the units inbound from Darth Sand, who's decided to deploy the distance build method instead of dropping them, which gives a little bit of advantage to Blarg. But we'll see. Actually, no, is that Blarg or is that Spectre Slave? That is Spectre Slave, excuse me. and that will give him a little bit of advantage because he's just right in front of the reclaim versus having to travel all the way over there. And in the northeastern corner of the map here, we have Whack Attack, grab that Trimex. Looks like he's going to go grab the other one as well. Bombers over the top here for Team 2's Martyr, just trying to drive Jagged Sauce back. A couple of interceptors protecting that commander and dealing with any sort of bombers inbound from Martyr 1. He's going to start an upgrade. I don't agree with how close that is, but it is pretty early. It's only 6 minutes. So is it worth it? Probably. Is it a little risky? Yes, but he's already at 10%, and there's nothing here for Jagged Sauce. And, of course, Team 1 can't really see what's going on over there, so that's not really a huge risk. But, again, it is a little bit risky. This, at least, is a little bit better here for Prince of Wrath. He's going for his gun upgrade, but he's also protected with a couple commanders nearby and some units from Jagged, so he's not as vulnerable. But there are some units, of course, for Martyr 1 right there as well. Looks like in the southwest, Blorg being pushed back by Hyper 2001. We do see some reinforcements here inbound from Twitchy Mofo to assist. But Blorg is being shoved back. It is Cybran v Cybran. No hit point advantages for one or the other. Mantis just ripping apart all those engineers. Blorg still in the yellow, though. And Hyper 2001 about to drop into said yellow if a couple more shots are able to be landed on that commander. I don't think this is a kill. I feel like this is more of a pushback. Blorg is, again, at 5,000. Hyper 2001 is at 7,000 and is dropping. So it looks like possibly Twitchy Mofo and Blorg are just going to let him go because that would be a murder-suicide situation. I highly doubt either of those players want that to happen. Engineer on station for Twitchy Mofo, grabbing that Trimex down here in the middle of the map with T2 online. Martyr 1's going to start PD creeping against Jagged, who kind of knows what's happening over here, and he's going to pull his units back. Of course, all the reclaim is gone, so there's really nothing to, quote, secure. The only, again, not an issue with this map, but one of the downsides is there's really no mexes to be fought over in the middle besides this kind of grouping down here. Everything else is essentially one half is Team 1, one half is Team 2, and that's really about it. In terms of mexes, I mean, there is another grouping of mexes there, but there's not like, 20 mexes in the middle and everyone's fighting over it. It's kind of, one there, and it's really about it. But it does look like there's no comms up here in this northeastern corner, just mainly a lot of labs been spammed up here by Spectre Slave. And just some interceptors fighting over top. Gun upgrade has been started for Wolf there, and it does look like Darsan will retreat to his main base. There's really 3 main land incursions. There's this one over here, and of course right next door to that is the middle one, and then of course the one down here in the south. And this is kind of just a very just mishmash, a little bit of a mosh pit going down here just because there's so many ways to get to the middle and out of the middle that it's very difficult to secure, which it does explain why there's so many commanders here for both teams. There's technically 4 for Team 1 and 3 for Team 2. With the rearguard air slot player of Gamer 9 actually, scratch that, moving into intercept now that this Trimex position has been destroyed. And Gamer 9 is going to drop, get a little bit of veterancy, and secure that position with no worries of any sort of bleeding into Team 2's main structures. Great play by that commander, of course, a little bit risky, but it is only 8.5 minutes, so not really a huge concern, of course, in that regard. We do see that Prince of Wrath starting to walk down Twitchy Mofo. He also has gun on board. Prince of Wrath does have the UEF commander, which means he has 2,000 additional base hit points on board that commander versus Twitchy Mofo at 10,000. But it doesn't look like either team really wants to get a kill this early, and even in that situation, it really wasn't going to happen because that, of course, gives another base to somebody on Team 2 or Team 1, so they have to be very careful if they're going to go for a kill. It's going to be very impactful and hopefully a lot of economic damage to follow, not just a kill just for a kill. We do see some bombers over here trying to slow the approach here of Spectre Slave, but this position overwhelmed and now going to collapse on this Trimex position over here, which is technically on Team 2's side of the map, but Whack Attack has claimed it. Team 2 didn't go for that, but now we see that Spectre Slave almost owns the entire northeastern corner. We do see the artillery just starting to bear down on this engineer who, for some reason, somehow, is still alive. You can see the arc of those shells not able to actually get to that engineer because they have to go up and over. And there are now some bombers inbound to try to deal with that attack on that engineer, which, again, like I said, that engineer is still alive, done a lot of work. just being a huge annoying distraction here for those units just sitting there. Nano repair has been started by the Cybran commander of Wolf. He already has stealth on board, which is why he can go for that nano, and he has gun as well. Missile outbound from Team 2's Martyr 1's TML right here. And there aren't any TMD online, which means that's 6 mask on. That'll be another 6 mask on, and probably another 6 mask on by the time that Jacket Sauce is able to respond to that. At least at a minimum, I don't even see T2 land online or air, which means he doesn't have engineers, which means he can't build anything. He is building a T2 engineering suite on board his commander, but by the time that finishes and the TMD finishes, that other T2 mechs will be gone, because that missile will fire probably instantaneously, or essentially right after it finishes being built. And that is not enough time for Jacket Sauce to protect that last mechs. We do see in the east a little bit more of resistance for this position than that one over here for Whack Attack. He's really trying to keep that online. Most of the PD have been dealt with. More of them are trying to be built. The engineers are being targeted. They do get a PD online. Unfortunately, most of them, actually all of them, are now gone. So the keeping up of the structures seems to be not really on the cards, but there are some T2 units just to try to help from Darth Sand. There are some pillars, though not the rapid response Riptides that I kind of imagined that would be sent up here, because they just fire a lot quicker and they're able to deal with more units. It's just the whole fire rate versus damage situation, and HP, but I don't know, both things would be very nice to have. I think in this case, just dealing with all the spam would be a little bit better for those Riptides, but again, those are my 2 cents as a caster. And let what's that phrase? Not let bygones be bygones. Let the chips fall where they may. That's the phrase I'm looking for. There is a comm of Hyper 2001 moving in to Trichimofo's position, and with that gun and nano command online and the gun comm of Prince of Wrath, these units are going to do pretty much nothing in one regard or the other. We do see Blarg going for an upgrade. We do see that nano repair being built here for Twitchmofo. That's the upgrade he's going for. And engineer is actually paying the favor by actually repping up Blarg's hit points. So this kind of you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of thing happening over there between those two fellows. And we do see, look at this momentum shift here for Whack Attack and, of course, Darth Sand assisting. This is a huge win here for Team 1, just providing a huge distraction. T2 land is online. They're going for the Obsidians, it looks like. They are the tanky tank of the T2 variety for the Aeons. Of course, they have a shield on board, which makes them tanky tank. That's why I call them tanky tanks, because they're tanks, but they're also very tanky. We do see that right side pushing in against Wolf in the middle. Right side might, I don't know if we'll try to walk him down. Again, I know there's only 13 minutes. Not really worth it for a kill as of yet, because even if he dies, it's still a lot of time to really push into any sort of meaningful structures. That TMD was built, of course, a little bit, not necessarily too late, but actually that one was about to be built, but didn't actually get finished. But of course, 3 mexes were killed off at a minimum. That's 18 mass a second, non-ringed T2 mexes. We do see Martyr 1 pushing in here in the middle, going after any sort of supply lines here for both Prince of Wrath and for Hyper 2001, who has decided to just full send it against Twitchimofo, going for as much damage as he can. It's definitely a risky play. T3 land is coming online here for Twitchimofo, who might decide to just go for a brick or something. I highly doubt that. P-Gen is going offline. Twitchmofo trying to catch up, has done so. It's a gun comm versus a gun comm with nano as well on both of those commanders, so it's an even fight, except the veterancy does reside with Hyper 2001, so 40% more hit points. You can tell that 13,000 and a half versus almost 19,000. Blarg trying to just fall back and assist with this, but this is a lot of damage that Twitchmofo is going to be reeling for, and maybe Hyper 2001 will just straight up leave and just get out of there. We are seeing some forces for him as well, and this is going to be very, very interesting. He pushed with kind of his commander straight to the base, and then split his forces, or his forces being his main force, going after everything on the southern edge. And Blarg is going to be able to deter most of those Mantis, but Hyper 2001 losing hit points very, very quickly here. He's just going to go for the sacrifice play at this point, kill off as many engineers and as much inflict as much damage as possible. Twitchy is going to get the kill here for this. Here goes Hyper 2001. There he goes. All the engineers are gone. Hyper 2001 is gone. All the units over here are gone. And that was a valiant effort by Hyper 2001 at 15 minutes. He is the first scalp, first kill of the game. He needed a very good job just really dragging a lot of that momentum back for Team 2. It does drop Team 1's total comms to 5 alive, but it does give Prince of Wrath dual bases, which unfortunately for him, a lot of that mass that he was going to be getting per second from Hyper 2001 is just gone. This entire position has been wiped out. So while Hyper pushed in, we see that Marta1 pushed in as well. And this is partly probably the reason that Hyper just kind of went in on the suicide pact, is just he didn't really have much left in his base. And now this base here for Prince of Wrath is going to be wiped out. Decent amount of pillars, so it's going to be a lot of work to deal with all these units. Decent amount of HP. Of course, they're getting veterancy all the time, so 10% additional hit points per veterancy. It adds up. There is a Whaler gunship online here for Whack Attack. He has T3 air online, and so does Team 2. We see an attack on the eastern side here for Whack Attack, going after, looks like right side facilities, who's actually gotten that base from Spectre Slave, who might control K, so it might be a 5v5 here shortly. That's either he's going to leave or he had to leave for some reason, so he's transferring everything over, and then it'll come back. So for the time being, he's left, but we'll see if he's actually exited the game or just away from his keyboard and mouse for a little bit. But this is multiple mechs gone here. T2 P-Gens just crippling Prince of Wrath's eco. We do see that Team 2 is in the lead for mass generation at 400, but one player's eco is entirely gone. Another player's eco is essentially gone. That is a huge win for Team 2 on the eco side of things. In terms of territory, it's pretty much even, except for the northeastern corner that just has a lot of dead space. And we do see in the southwestern corner there are a couple of units being poured in to the front inbound from Prince of Wrath. But we do see Twitch Mofos here, and he'll deal with those labs very, very easily. And we do see a couple of these Riptides over here just running around, causing a muck and going after any sort of engineer or P-Gens or anything. All of the core mass are gone. A couple of mechs also still online though. But again, that is just a devastating amount of mass to lose this early. And it essentially knocks out Prince of Wrath for a while in terms of any sort of powerhouse. He's at 39 mass a second. Jagged Saw's 38 and actually dropping a little bit. He's had to, of course, recover from the missile assassination efforts by Marta1. He's been very well just in the middle of the map, causing a lot of havoc for Marta1. Done economic damage to 2-3 different players technically. He's done a very good job of seizing the opportunities when they do appear. There is a lonely little brick pushing forward here for Twitchy Mofo. Skip the Loyalist, going straight for the bricks. We do see a little bit of an air fight, but of course it is won by Team 2 quite handedly. There is a decent amount of Corsairs and some gunships for these two air players. We do see that Blark has dipped his toes in the air department. Not necessarily went for any sort of ground game. Kind of relies on Twitchy Mofo to do that, but I mean, he is doing really well so far, so that is something to be applauded there. We see another TMD here, built actually by Twitchy Mofo. The Zapper has the better range. The Buzzkill is, I think, in my opinion, the worst TMD in the game. So getting a little bit of some differing tech is very, very useful. Of course, I'd love to see these engineers just transferred over to Marta1 to be able to do just that. Looks like he went straight for T3 Engineering Suite. Now he's going for Ravagers. He's PD creeping even harder. And now with that Ravager, he's able to target the main production facility over here and the almost the radar system for Jagged Sauce, I should say. There's a Gunther back there as well. And now Spectre Slave being pushed back. He has not left the game. He's just running around the map. No upgrades on board that commander. Wolf pushing, or at least trying to push, into right size position. Sensor package coming online. And this will give a huge amount of vision for Team 2 in the middle of the map to be able to help specifically that Ravager get a nice little view on what's going on in the middle there. Trim Expedition down here for Prince of Wrath as well. And now we see Twitchy Mofo has shifted his commander, and his teammate of Gamer9 grabbed that Trimex position over there. I'm surprised he's not sending his comm to just grab those mexes, but he could be microing other things. A little bit distracted. We do see some gunships inbound here from Dart Sand. Not the best gunships in the game, of course. And I don't really like the Stinger, but they are pretty cheap, so that is the thing. Going after all of the Pigeons, really trying to just annihilate any sort of energy production facilities here for Team 2's Eastern player. Right side / Spectre Slave, but that facility has been wiped out. Or that facility is fine because those gunships have been wiped out. And Team 1 now owns the northeastern corner. Mass incomes now favoring Team 1. That has jumped. Team 2 was winning the mass game, and now Team 1 is. We do see that, of course, more gunships now inbound from Whack Attack going after this T2 mechs. And that's, of course, definitely annoying, but, of course, it's not terrible. They are outlying mexes. But the comm of Gamer 9 is over here. He has to be very careful not to be assassinated by those gunships. ASF fight does occur nearby the comm of Tuchimofo, who has fled, and now more ASFs are inbound, and some of those Corsairs to assist. Not as much firepower in terms of some air-to-air weaponry, but again, anything at this point is better than nothing. Here come the Corsairs to assist. And of course, Team 1 will notice the threat, and the gunships just sitting there. They have some AA on board, but they're not being deployed because they're sitting on the ground. There they go. There the missiles fire. And we do see those Corsairs are going to be wiped out by Whack Attack. And, I mean, at this point, it's not really a huge air win one way or the other. The Weathers are a nice hybrid between broadswords and restorers. But they're not the best at AA, and they're not the best at air-to-ground, but they're pretty good. Again, they're a nice middle ground. It's like a Goldilocks, except just in the middle, not necessarily the right spot, but they're decent. We do see another attack straight down the middle from Martyr 1. A couple of Titans, just rapid response units, just pushing in and go after everything that is in their way. There's really nothing stopping this push. Ravager creep ripping apart this facility. No frontline facilities in terms of production for Jagged Sauce. We do see that, of course, that sensor package online for Spectre Slave gives a chunk of vision specifically for his teammate of right side to be able to assist with that sort of what's going on. And they do see the comm of Fool, so they're aware of his presence. And, of course, a couple more T2 mexes going offline for Prince of Wrath. He's really just feeling the pain this game. He does have a brick nearby, but that's another T2 mix. That's another T2 mix. That was 9. That's 6. That's 12. That's 21 mass a second that he's lost because this one was ring and these two were not. And now the Titans trying to just run in fear of all these whalers that are inbound. Engineers just being slaughtered by those Titans. And they were just trying to feed their families, and unfortunately they have been destroyed because of it. T1 bombers over top here for right side going after just some sort of damage on these facilities. Just try to slow expansion efforts for Whack Attack. And Team 2 is putting the pressure down the middle, specifically for Martyr 1. He is spearheading the charge quite literally right down the middle. We have some Perseus going to emerge. Artillery about to come online, but unfortunately those Perseus are going to put a stop to that. Shield is going to fall very quickly here. And there are some Rhinos nearby to try to deal with this. The radar system is going to be a great grab. The shields are down. And those Perseus, of course, aren't able to fire very quickly, but they do a decent amount of damage. Oh, the radar! Destroy the radar system. It's right there. It's right there. Oh. They are going to go for the T2 land headquarters, though, so that's going to be a great grab. And, of course, locking out technology for Jagged Sauce. But, oh, if we could just take out the radar system, they'd be really, really... Oh, that's too bad. But we do see the combo Spectre for the save, and looks like he's going to... Sorry, Slave. Looks like he might be able to pop his head out, just briefly throw an overcharge, and then call it a day. And at 23 minutes on the clock here, let's take a look at the game overall. Team 1 has lost the only play of the game, that being Hyper 2001, to Twitchy Mofo. We do see that, of course, for Team 2 side of things, that Spectre Slave has donated everything over to his teammate of right side, so he's not out of the game, because he's right here. But it looks like... Is he trying to capture the radar? Oh, and that is almost a kill. Had he stayed any longer, that would be a kill. Oh, he's going to shoot it. he was trying to capture it, gets blocked, so he just shoots it anyways. Anyway, he's in the game, just giving everything over. That's why it does say his mass income is 1. So, yeah, it's not a quote-unquote 5v5, but in terms of base counts, yes, it's technically 5v5, but it's still 6v5 in favor of Team 2, because obviously he can get transferred that back over, and he's right back in it. And Team 1's map control is, I'd say, about 51% Team 1. Team 2 is at 49%, just because Team 1 does own the entire northeastern corner, which is almost half the map right there. But let me know down in the comments, of course, who you think is going to win this game. If, of course, you haven't done so already, this video, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so very much for watching to roughly the midpoint in the video. I really do appreciate it, and thank you so very much. And of course, if you enjoyed this cast and you know somebody who would, please share it with them and anyone and everyone, and obviously your pets, because your pets deserve to watch quality content and this wonderful game that is Forge Alliance Forever. We do see that the the upgraded Thams, the Othams, are inbound, going after this position. T3 lane was about to be finished. Oof, that's a lot of mass investment that's going to go up in flames there. And that, the facility, it's about to finish. T3 land, there it goes. Oh, the icon changed. A brick is going to be built, but the engineer is being wiped out, and that brick is not going to finish. Lots of transports also over here. Oh, are the Othams going to go after the land facility? They're just constantly getting pinged, so possibly. But this is going to be a great win here for Team 2. Just dealing with that kind of exterior position. There is a whaler, but it's going to take a little bit to deal with those units. And yes, that headquarters does go down. A couple of bricks chase down the comm of Extractor Slave. He needs to get his feet out of the water, and he makes it. He's in the red, though. Has to be very careful because he could be easily sniped. But of course, he is not dead, but is definitely preferable to being dead. And the comm of Gamer9 builds a naval facility on the essentially opponent's side of the map, his opponent's side of the map, in a small little pond. Do not tell me he's going for Salem's. Do not tell me he's going for Salem's in that little pond. It would be very funny, and he would be the air player, which is ironic because you would kind of expect that of a kind of a frontline lane player. And we'll see if that works, but I highly doubt it. He's just sending engineers out. Looks like just a reclaim. There are some forces here for Twitchy Mofo. They're going to probably go after that Trimix position right there. In the middle of the map here, the bricks emerge. And of course, now the Percys move in to intercept. There's actually some more Percys over here for Martyr 1, but they are going after the spearheads, the T3 mobile missile platforms that just pump out missiles like it's no tomorrow. And one of those Percys is about to go down to that Mantis. And there's only 2 remaining now, but they've dealt with half of the platforms. There is a Ravager over here, still in range of all of these bricks. We do see some artillery being fired upon as well, so those units have to keep moving. Gun is almost online here for Spectre Slave. He may go for advanced range on board that commander as well, because why not? He isn't probably going to go for speed. He just wants to keep his sensor package, which is definitely a good thing to go for. Another air player for Team 2 in the way of right sights. We have 3 players with T3 air headquarters. We do see on Team 1 there's currently 2, and I wouldn't be surprised to see, a third possibly here shortly for Wolf. It is 27 minutes on the clock. Has anybody thought about ending the game so far? I mean, it's a little bit early for that, but you never know. It's never too early to think about how to end the game. You got to make a plan and then eventually throw the plan away because stuff happens and the plan doesn't really work out the way you thought it was going to. We do see some bricks getting a nice cleaning out of all of these bangers over here, these T2AA units. Does look like the comm of Gamer9 has fled and might be joining Twitchy Mofo in that little pond on the southern side of the map. Of course, the only downside with putting comms together is if a nuke comes in and those comms don't move, that is a double kill. The experimental online for Blog is in the middle, moving to the west. Looks like it might go after this group of bricks, and it looks like he's going to try to keep it actually in the water. I think it might be too tall to ride this ride there, my friend. Might need to just kind of lower it or just get out of the water, because at that point it's not really worth it because you're going to be spotted no matter what. And it looks like that Monkey Lord is just going to full send it. Monkey has been pinged by Wolf. For Team 1, if they're not already aware of it, are now. We do see the shields are starting to fall for Martyr 1. So really going to be tenable to keep that position there much longer. There is a decent amount of TMD here, but it's only going to last so long. It does look like Whack Attack trying to, again, reestablish himself in this northeastern corner. Looks like he's going to scoop up the mass, go for some T1 mexes, and call it a day. Teleporter started for Blog. He has the laser on board, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very early telemaser. Will he use it? We will see, but he has it available to him. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, because in the situation where you need it and don't have it, they probably don't have the power or the mass to spend for said teleporter or laser. So it's good to have it now. It does completely just drain your power trying to build the thing, but of course once it's done, it's done. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Gunships are inbound. This could be a sniper attempt here from Team 1's airplay of Whack Attack. We do see that Spectral Slave is on an upgrade, probably advanced range, or maybe even a shield. If it's a shield, that might help, but I don't think it's going to help anyways. Missile is outbound, and actually I think the missile shot an ASF, or it shot something out of this guy. We do see Spectre Slave. Is still on the yellow, but he's still fine. We do see that Modern 1 has fled. The ASFs do fight, and the Whalers do survive. The Monkey Lord kind of hanging out over here. That's going to be the main target. Just throwing all the air for our front noob, says Gamer9. And Spectre Slave about to finish the upgrade. He needs to move after it's done, or that's going to be a kill. The monkey is severely weakened now. It's going to fall into the red before it makes itself scarce underneath the surface of that water. Shield back online, but that's not going to last very much longer. Gunships trying to just alleviate some of the pressure, but get wiped out by those Whalers. And we do see a chicken online for right side. That might be sent at this brick wall. Oh, Spectre Slave, if he doesn't move, he's dead. And we do see the TMD being wiped out. The Whalers still not actually going for the comm, just letting the comm sit there and just go for his upgrade. And we do see that Spectre Slave now being bombarded by those bricks. This is going to be a kill here for Team 1 by Wolf. Percy's trying to at least draw some of the attention, but it doesn't matter. And Team 2 loses their first player of the game. And that is Spectre Slave 137, killed off by Wolf. And with this position gone, Team 2's Martyr 1 doesn't have that easy avenue of access straight down the middle. And those Whalers now going to cause a lot of headaches here for him. A couple of AA have been built. I love the Flak and the T3 variety just to get a nice little kind of spread on things. They are T3 gunships, so Flak is useful, but it's nice. And Whack is killed off by Blarg, and Blarg dies due to the explosions of the P-Gens. Oh, that's rough. But that is a murder-suicide here for Team 1 and Team 2. It drops the game to a 4v4. You can see that, just for a brief moment, you can see the P-Gens just right here, and that's where he teleported in. And that was not the best placement of the comm, but hey, it was a kill nonetheless, and it does give another base to somebody on Team 1 and Team 2, so that is something. We do see that Martyr 1 has now gone for T2 air. Probably will go for T3 just to get some maybe gunships and maybe fight back against Team 1's. We do see more Whalers online. Of course, they're transferred over to Prince of Wrath. And that is a large amount of structures here for Prince of Wrath to just be able to funnel his eco and scale it even higher. He's sitting at 600 mass a second. He's producing about half the mass of his entire team. Team 2 is sitting at 1.1k mass income, so Team 1's a little bit ahead, not by much, but this is a little bit worrisome. Those bricks are inbound, and Team 2 switching mofo doesn't really have much. He does have the comm of himself and Gamer9. One has nano, one does not. Both have some veterancy, so they can easily just walk out, shoot some overcharges, and then walk back. And we do see them emerging from the water. They do get pinged. Team 1 can't see them because they're underneath the surface. The radar signatures haven't been detectable as of yet. He just finished an experimental. That twitching mofo overcharge kills off half the HP of that first brick. Gamer9 moving in and trying to intercept them. We do see that Team 1 will see him probably a lot sooner. Second overcharge out, and the third one does kill that brick. These two comps kind of playing whack-a-mole with kind of poking their heads in and out of the water. And Twitch Mofo does lose a lot of hit points very quickly. Both these commanders need to be just super cautious. There goes those hit points dropping below 50%, dropping almost into the red. Twitch Mofo about to do the exact same. He has nano, so you can recover a little bit faster. But now with the comms now spotted by Team 1's Prince of Wrath, those bricks do have torpedoes, and this is not going to go well because all that's going to happen is it's going to get walked down. Gamer9 and Twitchy there is no hope. Twitchy might just go for kind of a suicide play, be able to draw these bricks away and maybe give Gamer9 a little bit of room to retreat. We do see that Twitchy going to try to bring some bricks in to assist. But once those bricks come out of the water, one is shot, overcharge, kills off one of them. It might be enough. Oh, that was a little close, a little dicey there for Twitchy, but he does save himself. And oh, maybe he'll save Gamer9. We'll see. Gamer9's like, oh, I gotta get out. Oh, 250 hit points, but the torpedoes might just kill him off. There he goes. Team 2 loses. Gamer9 almost saved both those commanders for Team 2, but just could not just take the damage. I feel like had Gamer9 just sat underneath the water, he would have been fine. But Twitchy dropping into the red. Oh, a couple of those bricks still aren't being able to target that comm. Oh, there they go. Now they're targeting him. Very weird. The Twitch does drop below 2k, but he does have a crab nearby and more bricks to assist. So he's going to be fine for the time being. But large amounts of bricks down the middle line here from Prince of Wrath, looking to just snipe at more of that eco for Twitchy. We do see some gunships here for Darth Sand. They probably will be transferred over to Prince of Wrath, I would assume. Unless they just get wiped out of the sky by those ASFs inbound from right side. And they are not fighting back. Of course, they're on the ground. They don't really have a lot of AA weaponry on board anyways. But about, I'd say, almost half of those gunships have been wiped out. Definitely unfortunate. Now that Trimex position for Martyr is going to be destroyed. And now with all of this eco, what is Prince of Wrath going to do with it? He's produced a Fat Boy with it, and his next door neighbor of Jagged does produce is producing a crab. Air grid being re-expanded. And nothing else too big for Team 1. Another Fat Boy, about half done. A little over half done for Darth Sand. And where's that chicken? This chicken is still there. Just guarding that approach. Air grid being expanded upon by right side. Another chicken about to be done as well. Martyr 1 underneath the surface of the water protects himself. A couple of torpedo launchers just to try to poke and prod at these bricks, but they're not going to do a lot of damage, unfortunately. We do see an ASF fight in the middle, and those get transferred over not at the best time, but they do get transferred over to Martyr 1, who now has control of the air grid. He got it from Gamer9. Oh, well, Gamer9 died, so technically he got it from him. He just got it from his death. It looks like the air fight, or the air advantage, will go to Team 1 for now. Look how there's just spy planes back there. But there's 61 plus another 50, so let's call that 110 roughly. Darth Sand has 1 bingo on fuel, 13 and 7, so 20. So yeah, air advantage in Team 2's hands, most definitely. There are some strat bombers running around that Team 2, well, not desperately, but probably need to know about, and Team 1 wants to keep secret. They are the Revenants, so they do have a personal radar system on board, able to kind of deter any sort of radar signatures. There is a monkey, but unfortunately it meets a crab, that meets a chicken, and that chicken does have a nice little AoE. Most of the T3 support, and all of it actually, is now gone for that chicken. That monkey trying to dodge the best he can. That monkey will die, but it will probably just draw with the chicken. Chicken gets a little bit of efficiency. The bricks getting behind the chicken, and it's going to be a kill for this team of Team 1 as well. So again, is it the best scenario? No. It's in the middle of the map. The Ion Storm does activate, of course, because it always activates, but most of the bricks get out of the way unharmed. Just one gets a little singed. That boy is online, and that will be used to try to secure the reclaim field right here in the middle of the map. There's a lot of mass, I mean, primarily on Team 2's side of things, but there's a decent amount of mass on Team 1's as well. Fat Boy online, of course, for Prince of Wrath. You see that chicken is now built, and that's going to be sent to protect that reclaim field. Oh, that's a lot of strat bombers as well for Team 2's Martyr 1. This is definitely a snipe attempt. There we go. 13 of them. That's a really good number. He's going for some shield. Actually, no, going for some shields to protect his grid as well. And a Fat Boy to boot. So he's producing a lot of stuff. It's going to take a little bit to get all that done, but he's got to spend that mass somehow. He's very negative, but he's spending that mass as fast as he can. Of course, we have some bricks just constantly going in and out of the water, so they're not able to be easily targeted. Crab still under construction, but a lot more engineers thrown at this project for Jagged. Looks like that's a second FAF point here for Prince of Wrath with some power issues. He just started a crab, and he's also built an SMD and is hastily loading it. You do see Jag Sauce is going for the teleporter, probably go for the laser next. And it looks like, of course, Prince of Wrath just needs more power. Because without power to protect those Fat Boys, those are very vulnerable targets. And that would be a perfect opportunity for Martyr 1 to come in and snipe both of them, considering they're right next to one another. There is some mobile AA and the ASFs waiting here for both Prince of Wrath and for Darth Sand. So obviously Martyr 1's going to be aware of that. But there go the ASFs. Where are they going? 38 minutes on the clock here. Is he going to move in? He could try to just completely airlock Team 1, but we do see that there are some crabs moving in, and the best thing would be to send in the ASFs and the strap bombers to try to secure this position with the crabs, especially with the Fat Boys. And that would be, I mean, would it be worth sending in the two, so the sets of strap bombers for the two Fat Boys? Probably, especially because they don't have shields. So you could probably split them and kill them off very easily. I mean, 12,000 hit points, that's 5 bombs. He has 13 at least, so that's 5 each, and that's a dead, actually 2 dead Fat Boys. So that'd be a great win there. ASFs are moving in. The gunships are going to be sent forward to go after the monkey and the crab, but they were sent in. They didn't last very long, but they were sent in. Drop bombers waiting for targets. Fat Boy shields are back online, so that's going to be able to protect them against any sort of easy kills. ASFs are moving in to intercept, and the ASFs from Team 2 have not moved to intercept. These strap bombers are dead in the water or in the air at this point, and they get swarmed. Unfortunately for Team 2, that did not work, but he didn't send all of them in, it looked like. He kept some of them back. At least that's kind of what it looked like. Because I counted 13 at the time. He only has the 1. Maybe he did send them all in. Doesn't seem like he did, though. There's only 1. Well, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 7 wrecks. We do see P-Gens going offline right when Prince of Wrath just needs that power. Fat Boys crush that monkey, and that crab is moving into support. Fat Boy over here as well. Another Fat Boy over here. We have 4 Fat Boys online for Team 1. We have 1 online for Team 2 with a chicken to protect it. And Team 2 is probably... Oh, there's another Fat Boy down there. I'm assuming Team 2 is funneling that into some other bigger project because, I mean, their mass 1.7 to 1.3. Team 1 is winning. That shield is... Actually, that was not a shield. That was an artillery. It looked like a shield. But that artillery is almost half done here for Martyr 1, so that's what he's funneling most of his mass into. And it looks like a YOLO has been started by right side. That's where Martyr 1 should just focus on going for the YOLO and getting that up online sooner rather than later. Team 1 knows about the regular nuke that's next door, but not the YOLO. And that nuke is about almost a half loaded. We do see a couple of SMDs sprouting about. This one will be loaded. This one will be loaded. And I think that's about it. So Team 2 does have an avenue of going after... Oh, no, this one is just built. Not loaded, but has been built. And I'm assuming there'll be one in this base here shortly. Yep, there is one. It's right there, and it will be loaded. It's really the only base to go after would be Darth Sand. And that would actually be a juicy target going after all these P-Gens, kind of placing it like right about there. You might be able to clip at least half of the air grid, and then hopefully all of those mexes with that one nuke. That'd be a great nuke, but we'll see if it's shot at or not. Frontline is just going to stalemate with all the Fat Boys on field. It's whoever rushes in-game at this rate, says Spectre Slave. That is a good point. Spectre Slave, at this point, it is just about rushing those game enders because, yeah, there's a lot of territory between the main bases of Team 2 and Team 1. It's going to take a while to really push in one way or the other. We do see the teleporter is done and the laser is also done, so Jagsauce has that in his back pocket, which he'll probably deploy against the YOLO/nuke, but there are some defenses being built. They're mainly AA, but there is some PD in there as well. Needs more shielding. Never will ever stop saying that. Needs more shielding, most definitely. And I feel like at this point I'm just going to speed things up because it's kind of a little more just hang back, build some stuff, relax, you know, get some in the drink, that sort of thing. A couple of crabs hanging out on the front line. Fat Boy slowly pushing in. Team 2's forces are falling back. Fat Boy, of course, online. Second Fat Boy almost done as well. Third Fat Boy still sitting underneath shield coverage. There's still 2 Fat Boys, soon to be a third here for Dark Sand. How is that nuke loading? This will be a huge thing if Team 2 is able to get that at anybody. I mean, even going after the Fat Boys, or going after, you know, these Fat Boys, or even going after the base, that'd be not necessarily devastating, but a huge chunk of either the attack power or the eco for Team 1. And how is that artillery going? It's almost in the green, but I feel like all that mess could be building the YOLO. That's, to be fair, almost half done. So this artillery that's a little over half done is actually lagging behind the YOLO that is half done in terms of how fast it's building. Because I predict that YOLO will finish before that artillery does. There are a lot more strat bombers also built up for Modern 1. It's not what I wanted. 17 of them. I don't know. A lot of conversation going in chat here between Spectre Slave and his team and Whack and his team. We do see a couple of spy planes overhead. Team 1, I mean, I don't see any game. Oh, there is an artillery being built, so that's almost half done, or a little over half done now, I should say. Laser from the sky has been started by Prince of Wrath. That is, of course, the satellite. And I just don't see anything big. The SMD is now loaded. Was the nuke loaded? No, it was not. So had he tried to just really assist it, maybe he would have had it loaded enough and fired, but that's a maybe. We do see there's a lot of ASFs. And yeah, this might just come down to if Team 2 can get that YOLO online and just output enough nukes, it will either force Team 1's hand to go for Telemazer or concede or just push him with all the Fat Boys, because there's 3 of them here. There's 2 of them here. There's 2, 3 crabs, 4 soon. Of course, a satellite and an artillery. So the main focus is going to be that YOLO if they're not even aware of it at this point, which they are aware of it. So I think they're just planning for one strike. Spy planes. Oh, Strat Bomb is actually inbound. Where are they going? Don't know where they were going. Maybe for that SMD, but was that a misclick? Huh. I mean, all those Strat Bombers built up and then thrown, and just that's a chunky amount of mass. It's 20,000 mass roughly to scoop up. Don't really know why they went that way. I can get more to win, says Jag Sauce. And yeah, he's sitting right here, but he's underneath a decent amount of T1 PD, and he's building more as we speak. The YOLO is almost done. And that teleporter has not been started yet. We do see there is another Siren still online in Wolf. So there are 2 potential telemasers for Team 1. And he does have it as well. The artillery is online for him. Is the artillery online for Team 2's Marta 1? It is not. Shields are being built to protect the rest of the air grid and, of course, the artillery. Actually, the artillery's been stopped. And the shield will finish, at least the main one. And it looks like it might be going after the YOLO. Oh, no, it is going after the air grid. 5 planes over top, getting a nice readout. What's going on? That YOLO is about to be done. 10,000 hit points and climbing. Just needs a little under 2,000. And this game kind of quieted down quite significantly once essentially Team 2 decided to go for the, or at least specifically right side went for the YOLO. Lots of mass being donated to him just to finish. And I feel like all the strats, all of the mass for the artillery could just be in there. If the mass used for the artillery was donated over to right side, it'd be done. Nuke is outbound. And where is it going is the question. There is a satellite over top, of course. The shield is down. The shield is down around the YOLO. Oh, that's not great. Like I said, you needed more shielding, and he didn't listen to me. Oh, a lot of the engineers are gone. That cuts out the build power quite significantly. Will the shield finish? Yes, it will. The YOLO has taken significant amounts of damage, but it's still there. It just won't be built as fast. GG, says Gamer9. And it's not GG's as yet, but it is close. Oh, more shields going to be built. You gotta finish it at this point. Oh, how close. It's almost there. It says 66, but it's probably like 97. Probably pretty close. And there is a comm inbound. Telemazer is inbound. Right side, you got to notice it's being pinged. And ground firing does commence. Oh, does it get, it actually stops. Actually, it's, where's it going? Looks like it got called back. Oh, this is not going well here for Team 2's YOLO. If that collapses, that's game. For the most part, because, I mean, Team 1, I mean, they're in better situation in terms of eco. They already have the artillery online. The YOLO is done. The YOLO is done. Lots of engineers going to build some shields to protect it. More shields are going to be built. And it's now only a matter of time with Team 1 launching an all-out assault. Because, of course, there are 2 telemazers. And looks like one is going in. And one actually went for cloaking. Sorry, not telemazer. Went for cloaking. And where is it going? It's going right on top of the YOLO. Oh, right side, you got to move. Team 1 PD being built very, very quickly here. And more shields and more shields and more shields. Strap bombers over top. If the strap bombers launch bombs at that enemy comm or Team 1's comm, it's not going to go well. Oh, will he get it? Will he get it? He will get it, and it's going to be a murder-suicide event. Oh. Oh, that's got to hurt. Team 2 loses not only right side, but the YOLO as well. And that is going to just kick off the land assault here to the west. There is a FAF war that got killed. I don't know if it was Team 1's or Team 2's. I'm assuming Team 2's, but could have been Team 1's. And that has got to hurt. A couple of ASF got shot out of the sky. That is devastating. It's now a 3v2. Team 1 still in the lead. Artillery is online for Martyr 1, but oh man. Oh man, that's gotta hurt. Ooh. Ooh. Had right side been able to get out of there, I don't know if it would have mattered because still the YOLO would have been destroyed. Oh! Oh, it takes out 4 strap bombers with that shot. Not that they were probably aiming for those, but still 4 is very not great. A couple of bricks over here trying to defend on that side. Monkey will break through. It's going to be very wounded though, but it's still going to break through. It might actually get some veterancy before they can drop it into the yellow. Yep, it does get to 1-star veterancy, so 10% additional hit points. First crab is down, second crab in the red. Fat Boy's pushing in. Team 2 is throwing everything they have at that assault, but it's not going to go anywhere. Especially with 3 crabs, 2 Fat Boys over here. Another crab inbound, another Fat Boy inbound. And I think it's just going to be the beginning of the end for Team 2. That YOLO could have kept them online and rolling, but needed more shielding. And, of course, the comm of Jacksauce dropped his comm right there, and just there was no hope for that YOLO going anywhere. Lots of engineers up here, but it looks like they were building a Scathis. And at this point, it's kind of just, well, it's nice to have, but it's not really needed at this point. Of course, the shields are falling around this artillery. Second one is being built. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. The air grid here for Prince of Wrath, not really as shielded. This one over here for Wolf is, it's kind of shielded, not as shielded as I would like to see, but, you know, it has something. And that Scathis is done at 50 minutes and 30 seconds. Second YOLO of the game. And, sorry, second experimental game ender in the game, not second YOLO. Strap bombers trying to make another attempt over here, but I really don't know what's going on. Why? I mean, it's now what, the 3rd time strap bombers have tried to push in and just get wiped out. 2 of them down the western edge and 1 of them straight down the middle. And Team 2 recalls. They're just not really worth staying long term. And that is a win here for Team 1. MVP of the match. I got to give it to the man who just set everything off at the end. It was Jagsauce. That explosion, that kill set the stage for Team 1 winning the game. Now, of course, had the YOLO been online and he not done that, if Team 2 knew about, oh, let's see, did they know about that? No, they didn't even know about it. So that's a thing. But there was, of course, a decent amount of SMDs being built and loaded. You have one over here, 3 of them right there, another one over here. I thought I saw another. Yeah, the 4 more over here. I mean, it would have been a little bit of a tall order to get to that Scathis, but at least Team 2 would have a YOLO. But like I said, I think that sacrifice play kicked the hornet's nest for Team 1, just sent everything at them, and Team 2 was forced to retaliate in some form or way. They lost the land battle. That wasn't really going to go their way. On a defensive side of the thing, it might have happened, but maybe. But I do think Jaxos gets the MVP award, in my opinion, just for the sacrifice play, killing off the YOLO and a comm in the explosion. And that is my opinion about that. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Please, if you haven't done so already, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Of course, thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. And hopefully I'll see all of you in the next one.